And we're back. Another episode of Forging Better Humans podcast. We have a special guest from the syndicate here from My Venus Club, Cindy Grow. And I'm going to let her kind of take it away with kind of describing what her business is about, what the background is, where she came from. She is a wife of one of our beloved members, Matt Grow, here at the gym. So the two of them, I believe, have collaborated on this awesome business, and they became part of the Iron Legion Syndicate. So we wanted to introduce these guys. They're doing really cool stuff here in the community. I believe she has her own podcast. She has a lot of different things out there, a lot of different collateral that I believe she's going to bring up. But
Yes.
I'm going to kind of open the floor to you, and then we'll just start getting cracking at it.
Thanks, Ted.
All right?
So yes, I'm all excited about My Venus Club. So let me tell you, My Venus Club comes from an inspiration that I have had for many years. And then I turned 60, and when I turned 60, I said, now is the time. It's now or never. And I've had such a passion for women's health. And what I've seen over the years is so many women complaining about being dismissed at their doctor's office, told that their labs are normal, and they're just not feeling like themselves. So I said, okay, I need to do this. And I'm just really focused on women's health, making them feel supported, getting them the answers that they need to really help optimize their health. So that's what it's all about. It's all virtual.
Okay.
And women can register online. They can message me, text me, email me. They can listen to my podcast, The Ageless Woman. There's a way to hook up and link there as well. They can call. I have a number. Very, very accessible. But I want women to know they're supported, they're heard, they're seen. They're not crazy, they're not lazy, and their body is just giving them signals and messages, and they just need to understand what those messages are. And that's what I'm there to do, to really help them find those answers.
So what was your background that led into that?
So I've had a long-standing background for about 25 years in healthcare. I started with management of doctors' offices. I moved into pharmaceutical sales at one point. Then my passion has always been caregiving. So I went back to school, got my nurse practitioner, got my doctorate degree, and I wanted to give back to the community, so I opened up Hope Clinic, which is a free clinic for the uninsured in our community. It's really a safety net clinic. I've had that for about 10 years.
That's still here, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's right next to Interfaith Emergency Services.
Yeah.
They are absolutely wonderful. I couldn't do it without them. I can't say enough about Interfaith, and that could be another podcast too.
Okay.
So while I was doing the work at Hope Clinic, I started my own practice, and I was covering for a local cardiology group as well. And so I was doing a lot of different things. I was doing home health. I was caring for people in the assisted living facilities, and just in all those different modalities, those different locations, the hospital setting, and assisted living, home health, even hospice care. I just saw the same thing, women with the same complaints, just not getting the care that they needed. Questions, they'd ask questions. Why am I feeling like this? Well, your labs look normal, and it's just part of aging. And I said, this is just not right. I mean, that's not how I feel. That's not how I care for myself or my patients. So I wanted to take it and scale it and really reach out and help more women. So that's why I started My Venus Club.
Okay. Now, is that something where, now, my experience with, I would call it boutique medicine.
Yes,
Right?
concierge type
Concierge
functional medicine. Yep.
boutique- Yeah,
Yep.
functional style medicine. My experience with that is I go to a local person here in town. I've been to quite a few actually, with my own hormone deal, fluctuations and different things like that with TRT.
Yep.
But I can tell you that even when I go there as a guy, it's very dismissive, where it's not so much that they're trying to find a solution as much as they're just trying to fill a hole.
Yes.
And I would imagine that's the same across the board. It's sounding like that's, and what I mean by that is like, I'm feeling a certain way. Well, how about we just try this? Let's just give you this, or let's just
Yep.
give you that, instead of actually looking at labs and digging into blood and finding out, or spending some time to actually like dig in and
Yes.
find out more. So what's the process what should be the process at a place like
That
that? What
is
should you look
such
for?
an excellent question. Yes, it's like throwing spaghetti on a wall and they're just throwing darts at a board.
I know,
and
I feel
just-
like that every time I go there.
It's awful, yes. And so that is absolutely one of the things that we do at My Venus Club. So it's all about getting the right data that you need. So we do genetic testing, epigenetic testing. So epigenetics is the study of what expresses your genes. What are the things that influence how your genes work? Because you can't change your genes, but we can change the expression of those genes. So the environment, exercise, food we eat, stress we're involved in, all kinds of things like that affect that. So we look at our epigenetics, and that's through advanced testing as well. And then we look at hormone testing through a company called Dutch. And that's just an acronym for
heard of
Dried Urine Test for Comprehensive Hormones. And it's extremely important for both men and women because it not only tells you what your body's producing, if anything, depending on what your age is, but how your body's metabolizing hormones, and then most importantly, excreting hormones. And that's critical for both men and women because that's where things can get dangerous, put you at risk for chronic disease and ultimately cancer. So your body has to be able to clear things, not just toxins you're exposed to, but hormones that your body doesn't use anymore, doesn't need. So it's really important to understand those pathways. And so advanced testing does that. And then for women and men, but the number one killer in women is still heart disease. So really we do a lot of deep dive in advanced testing for heart disease with a company called Boston Heart, Boston Diagnostics. And then we take all that data, plus we look at what are the goals of the patient? What does the woman want? What are her goals? What are her risks for disease? What are her goals? And what do we need to do to optimize her health and health span? So it's not about just living longer, it's about having healthy, long life while you are living. Quality over quantity, so to speak.
Okay. Is it, would your prescription also include a check on the front end on just like their normal nutrition profiles? And
Yes, so I work with a registered dietitian. They're part of my program, and then I call it a movement medicine specialist. And so a lot of times our clients are in local gyms or they don't live near Ocala, so they're at gyms afar. And so the movement medicine specialist that works with me, she understands what they're doing at their local gym. We get all that data about their genetics and their epigenetics, and then we refine things. Maybe they need a little more weight training. Maybe they need more focus on flexibility, stretching. Maybe they need more restoration. It just depends basically what their numbers are telling us on advanced testing and then what their goals are, and then we kind of fine tune things. But nutrition and movement are key. The other thing that's foundational is sleep. People have got to be sleeping.
I agree. I agree. That's the only way you're going to rest and recover. That's the only way your
That's
body's
it.
going to rebuild. And I run into a lot of clients here struggling with weight loss, struggling with certain things, and their diet can be perfect. They're hitting their exercise numbers, but their actual career, say their occupation, is so stressful.
Stress
And they're
is-
they're
yeah.
only getting 4 to 6 hours of sleep. They're those types of things, and they're just like they can't lose the weight. I mean, they're just in this constant cortisol state where they're just
That's
like,
why-
full of stress.
Yeah, that's why sleep is so critical. And then that advanced testing, we look at adrenals, so intimately looking at adrenals. What is your cortisol level? What is your cortisone level? How is your body utilizing that? And then how is your body excreting that? And remember, your adrenals affect testosterone, progesterone production, not just cortisol and cortisone. So many things. So if that part of the system is not working correctly, the whole, I call it hormone concert, is going to be off.
Right.
So it's really critical to look at the whole picture. And that's exactly why you'll see people in here eating right, exercising, like killing it in the gym, but they're not getting the results they want because their hormone concert is not working.
Right. And I see that too, and with men especially, because I can usually talk to men a lot better. Women, I try my best, but with guys, that's kind of what I tell them. When they get to a certain point where we've done everything, because I'll get the question a lot. Ted, I'm 51 years old as of this weekend.
Happy
Are you
birthday.
on TRT? Well, thank you. So you're on TRT, right? Yes, I'm on TRT. Okay, well, how do you do that? I want to get on it too. Well, hold on a second. You're in your late 20s, right? You're in your early 30s. So hold on a second. Let's just hold on. Let's get off the gas pedal for just 1 second. Let's try a few things. You just got here.
Yeah.
You're inside of your first 6 to 12 weeks. I said, we've still got to get your macros adjusted properly. We still got to make sure you're getting your right carbohydrate content, your macronutrients in properly. We got to make sure your hydration's right. We want to get your sleep right. there's a couple of things that we need to baseline first before we can just start throwing hormones at it, right?
Exactly.
So, yes, you could probably go to any clinic here in town, just name one, and they'll prescribe you TRT.
Yes.
They'll even do the free blood test and tell you you're low on testosterone. That's what they're going to do, and then they know they're going to sign you up. And it happens all too often. I'm like, please, let's take the first few steps, get you on a good, consistent nutrition program, and prove it to me.
Yes.
Let's get some results on the board. Let's start moving the needles around. Let's see things moving. And if we get to a point where we're really truly stuck, let's say a year in,
Right.
you're really truly stuck.
You've got
now
the
let's start
foundation
addressing.
laid.
Yeah, but some of these guys, we got to build a foundation first. That's why I'm asking that question. So if you have a nutrition profile right up front, that helps a lot.
It helps a
so
lot.
What I'm saying is you can't ignore that piece, and you already have that piece as part of yours.
Yes, as part of ours. And then if it is a young man, someone in their 20s and 30s, there's something going on with the connection of the brain talking to the testes. So that needs to be looked at. Just throwing testosterone at them might not be the right fit for them. So really looking at that, is there something else going on with the pituitary and the testes not communicating properly? So something else might be a better option than testosterone. Correcting the root cause versus the Band-Aid with just the testosterone, which I see done all the time, is
Right.
really how we need to look at that.
Well, that's kind of the way, when I think of a men's clinic, I think, okay, they're going to prescribe testosterone. You think of a women's clinic, okay, they're going to provide thyroid.
Right.
So it's like,
Right.
that's either blanket
Right.
response to everything that they do as soon as you walk in the door. Let's
Exactly.
put you on thyroid medication. And the reason I say that is we've had a million of them go to the boutique clinics here for thyroid medication. It makes them sick. They don't like
Oh.
it. They come in here, they get first form. We have a thyroid supplement.
Yep.
It's a lot easier on the body.
If you're giving the
And it's-
thyroid what it needs.
Yeah, and it's giving it what it needs. Exactly.
Yes.
Instead of this medication, this prescription that's probably a little bit overkill, where it's just
It
like
can
a
be.
good supplement that can just kind of help. The first form thyroid base supplement, I'm not sure what it's called, but my wife runs all that side of it.
Yeah, that's so important because your thyroid needs zinc, selenium, iodine, iron, all of those things. And then if you've got some type of autoimmune disease in the thyroid, then you have to ask the question, well, what's driving that inflammation? What's going on to cause the body to attack its own thyroid gland? And then do a little investigation. But giving the thyroid the nourishment it needs with supplement, because sometimes it's hard to get everything we need in what we're eating. Then if we have gut issues and we're not absorbing what we're eating, that's another whole story, and that will absolutely throw the thyroid function off too. So again, looking at the picture, doing the testing, giving people that deep dive that they need, but we don't get it oftentimes when we go to the doctor.
So let's say I've got female members here that have been here for 3 years, 3 years plus. They train hard. Their diets, they feel like their diets are on point, and they may be.
Okay.
But they don't have what they're looking for. They don't feel comfortable. And they look in the mirror and they're not happy with themselves.
Right.
That's tough for me as well, because I see how hard they're working.
Yes.
And I know what they're going through, and I know what that's like to not watch the needle move. At a certain point, they just plateau, and we can create higher intensity, lower
Right.
calorie counts. We can move all this stuff around a lot, but there's at a certain point sometimes I think it has to be turned over to somebody like you.
Right.
And it helps to have a resource like that. So how would somebody like that that's struggling with that, and I'm sure they're listening to this podcast right now, like, that's me. I'm that
Yes.
person. I'm stuck. I'm not happy with my body.
Yes.
I've been doing all this work, and I love the gym, and I love the people, and I know that they care about me. What's the next step? How would they contact you? And then, what would that journey look like for one of my members that would say, hey, you know what? I would like to talk to Cindy and see what that looks
Sure.
like.
So they can go to my website. There's a link on the website that says apply for a membership. There's not pressure. They can fill out the information. I'm going to go over that form very carefully and look at things, and then they can set up a call with me. I'll reach out to them. We'll have a video visit and talk and see what their goals are, see where they are, what kind of baseline they have, figure things out, and then if they want to join as a member, then everything is all included. So one thing I've found over the years is sometimes if you're piecemealing things, they don't get all the answers that they want. So everything's included, all the labs, the testing kits are included. I also send them a Hume Body Pod and band because biometric data tracking is key. How are you sleeping? What's your heart rate? What's your weight? What's your muscle? What's your fat? What's your bone density? What's your water? How's your nutrition look? You know, all of those different things that we can track, and I get that data, and we get all their lab results back, and they're working with me the whole time. They're working with the registered dietitian the whole time. They're working with the movement medicine specialist, who's also working with whoever their trainers are, if they're local or abroad, depending on where they're located. And then we put together a plan based on what their goals are, what their lab results show, and then we just start fine-tuning things. It may include peptides, it may include hormones, it may include sex hormones or thyroid hormones. It may include supplements. It depending on what everyone's labs show, and every woman and man is very, very different.
Right.
You could see twins come in with similar labs, blood labs, but yet they feel and are completely different because of the epigenetic testing, which gives us a lot of great information to tell them, okay, what am I doing? What do I need to fine tune? So all that testing information really helps us give them a personalized program to help them really optimize and get what they need to improve their health and wellness. There's no one size fits all.
And that's
It's just not a
optimizing
generic, just like you
No,
guys. You
right.
guys are anti-generic, we're anti-generic. It has to be precision and personalized based.
Right.
So, and that's really what we focus on, but they just contact me and I'm happy to work with them. We have a 4-month program, which is like a discovery type program, but it gives them all the tools they need and all the answers that they need to understand what's going on in their body and then get going in a program. We have an 8-month program, which is really the transition, the transformative program, takes them through testing multiple times. They're meeting with me multiple times. We're working very intimately together, and then they move through that program. When they graduate the 8-month program, then they're kind of on autopilot, and they're on a 12-month program. We test every 4 months, and we just fine-tune. Things ebb and flow. Stressors come up. You know, things happen in life, so they might need a fine-tune, an adjustment, that just aging itself. So, and then we make adjustments, we test, we look at numbers. And I never just treat the number. The numbers are there to guide us. I always treat the person, but the numbers are there just to guide us and to make sure we're doing things safely
Right.
and what they need.
Right. And all the while, they're still training, right?
They have to be training.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I think it's all too often somebody's like, well, I'm going to have to stop this completely to be able to do this so that I can someday maybe in the future come back. And it's like, I honestly think our two things working in parallel is your
absolutely,
1-2 punch
hands
to get
down.
this done.
Movement is by far the most foundational thing anybody can do.
Right.
So they did a study called The Hallmarks of Aging. I'm not going to get scientific, but this is so critical. So in
Please don't, I'm not that
2013,
smart.
so in 2013, they were like, they did a study called The Hallmarks of Aging, and they looked at 12 hallmarks, very scientific hallmarks. They looked at telomere attrition. They looked at stem cells. They looked at how the body detoxifies. They looked at your mitochondria, which is like your energy powerhouse. They looked at all these different modalities that go on that drive aging and disease in the body. And then what they did is they looked at what lifestyle interventions people can do to affect those hallmarks of aging most positively. The number one thing was movement. Movement affected 8 of the 12 hallmarks of aging in such a positive way, much more than nutrition, much more than nutrition.
Right.
So the second thing was sleep. Sleep is integral. So that affected 7 of the hallmarks of aging. After sleep was not what you eat, but when you eat. So giving your body time in that unfed state is similar to sleeping. Your body's going through restoration and repair and recovery when it's unfed. When you're feeding your body all the time, you're processing, you're storing, you're utilizing. It doesn't have that time to restore and recover. So I always tell people, after dinner, you can have water, but give yourself, like say from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. or whatever your schedule is with dinner and waking, a solid 12 hours of an unfed state so your body can continue that recovery process. It's so important. And then the fourth thing is what you eat, and that affected 5 of the hallmarks of aging. So what we eat is absolutely critical, and we see that. That's what most people don't move the needle in the gym because maybe it's what they're eating too. So, but by far, if there's one thing someone could do today to make a difference in their life, it would be to start moving.
I agree.
It's so important.
I agree. And then we want to optimize that movement pattern.
We want to
right?
optimize
So
it.
like, and then that example of that woman that I'm talking about, or even that guy that's put in the 2 to 3 years and they've got to where they are. What I'm talking about is now we go to Cindy and she sharpens the blades. So
Yes.
then it's like, this is the last piece in your journey so that you're getting where you need to go. But movement is forever.
It is absolutely
you can't
forever.
stop doing one and say, okay, my new
Yeah.
solution is going to be epigenetics and nothing else. Like,
No, they can't do that,
You
yeah.
have to do it all.
You have to do it all.
Yes,
You
it's
have to do it all.
one piece.
I think of like Iron Legion. I love your tagline, forging better humans.
Yes.
And think of my Venus Club as the fire to your forging. We're like working on everything inside so that then you're the outward expression of everything going on right inside, and then you're just transforming the outside and making people stronger and healthier, and they have to do it.
Yeah, and I think
Movement
that's
is
the best
key.
part of this team is having people like you on our team like this that we can say, okay, I realize we're stuck. We have an answer for that.
Yes, yes.
You know,
And
we have a couple other people on the team that do similar stuff, not your stuff, but like body related therapy type things that are like,
So
we have an
important.
answer for that. We have an
Yeah.
answer for that, right? So inside of this group, inside of this really cool cultural group that we have here at Iron Legion, there's just some really good, upstanding companies and people that are here to help.
we have great resources in our community.
I
It's
think
really
so.
exciting.
It'll blow your mind.
It
the
is
resources we have here.
so
Small as town
exciting.
is, yeah. Between the athlete group that we have here and
Mm-hmm.
the just the backup as far as doctors and people like you, just it's really
Yeah,
cool.
We really do.
talent
It's
like
it's
this.
very exciting. I've seen how it's kind of morphed over the years, and I'm so proud of our community.
Yeah, I like where it's going too.
Yeah, we're very blessed to have such a great community. And when I think about that too, we both our businesses, we talk about accountability, we talk about consistency, we talk about coaching, and then community. It's all about community and supporting one another, and that's really key.
Yes.
Really key.
Yeah, the organically grown community and social thing that we have here at Iron Legion is super interesting. Just watching it, the way that I've, over the last 15 years, the way it's evolved and the type of people that it's attracting now is it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
It really is. It really is. And people have to find their jam. Like, what do you like? What moves you to move?
Right.
Like, you have to find your fit, and it has to be part of your daily life. It has to be like brushing your teeth, getting up in the morning. It's
Yep.
part of your daily
So I mean,
life.
that's your journey. That
It's-
movement's going to be there. You're going to have to do
Absolutely.
that forever. Learn to love that part. That's not going anywhere.
It's so key. I'll tell you, like my older patients, so clients that I have that are in their 80s, the ones that do the absolute best are the ones that are moving.
Yeah.
I mean, movement
agree.
out of everything. Don't even think about what they're eating, but the ones that are moving, that is so important.
Yeah.
So really, really
Well, you've
important.
seen them. I've seen them. You see a 50-year-old that doesn't move very much. They look like they're 70.
Exactly.
What are you doing, man?
I know.
There's so much. I'm 50. What
I
are you
know,
doing, bro?
I know.
Or even 60-year-olds. I
Yes.
mean, my old man's in his late 60s, and it's like he's doing great. He moves around all the time. He trains constantly. He's in good shape.
Yeah.
But some of his peer group, not so much, man.
Yeah, 60's the new 40.
I agree. Good. I'm good.
See what you have
'Cause
to
I'm
look
barreling
forward to?
towards it, yeah.
it's great. I can honestly say I feel as good at 60 as I did in my 40s.
40 was awesome.
Yeah.
Really, it was. I think I
Yes.
felt my best. 20s and 30s, I don't really
Yeah.
remember much of. But 40s is I was a little bit more
We were
responsible.
trying to figure it out. Yes.
Yeah. And I had more of my shit together, and I was
Yeah.
able to start paying attention, train more, pay more attention to my body. That's when I actually I was probably as far as athletic performance, early 40s was
Yeah.
where I was hitting
40s were
peaks.
great.
So,
But
yeah.
60s are good too.
Cool. I like it. That's good to hear. Promising.
It is
Very
promising.
promising. Well, anything else you want to touch on?
Gosh, what else is important to tell everybody? Don't be afraid to get the information too. Sometimes people don't want to know, but knowledge is power. So
I feel like it's
arming your-
taboo, right?
yes.
People feel like talking about hormones is just weird and icky. It's like,
Yeah.
no, man.
No, it's so important. Like you
Yeah.
got to know what your body needs.
Yeah.
And then at least if you don't want to do anything about it, at least you know, okay, when I'm ready to do something, this is what my body needs. This is what my genetics are. This is what my epigenetics are telling me. These are the hormones that I need.
Yeah.
And give your body what it needs instead of just throwing a dart at the board. And
What do you think that's kind of it's, like, I don't know, like
We-
you're self-obsessed, like narcissistic, like maybe they feel like they're being, because every time somebody asks me like, about hormone replacement therapy, like TRT or peptides. Are you on peptides, man? Or are you on, you do that TRT stuff? And it's quiet, like, yeah, fucking yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
It's okay to talk about that
It is
stuff.
so okay to talk about that. And yeah, we have to have those hard conversations. It's not something bad to talk about. And I totally think there's nothing wrong with peptides. It's the right
stuff. With anything.
Yes,
right?
with
Food,
anything.
Anything.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can overdo it with anything. You can underdo it with anything. So finding what your body needs, giving it the right stuff, but starting with the foundations, movement, sleeping, give your body nourishment, nutrient-dense foods, like making good choices. Those types of things are really, really critical. And then if you're doing all that and things aren't working, then optimizing, finding what does my body need. As we all age, this is the natural part of aging. But just because you're aging doesn't mean you don't have to age gracefully. You can age gracefully, optimize your health, feel good. You don't have to have aches and pains. You could still enjoy sex. Like, it doesn't have to go away. Like,
Thank
that's, I know. That's another, what do they call that? Oh gosh, elephant in the room. Sex. It's okay to talk about sex. And women like sex too.
Right. Thank goodness. Or I wouldn't have the kids I've got. I got a lot of them.
So yeah, so all those hard conversations and
Yeah, I think it's important that people understand that it's okay to want to feel better.
Yes.
It's okay to want to look good physically.
Yeah.
These things are okay, and I just feel like they're very taboo. You're not supposed to be talking about that because you don't want to make somebody feel bad. Man, let them, I don't want them to feel bad either, but maybe they can follow your example.
Yes,
right?
aging
Because
is not a
you've decided
decline.
to make a choice to feel better, look better,
Yeah.
and they connect with that. Maybe they're hoping that you'll lead them out of this fucking hole, this depressing hole that they're stuck in, and it is on you. And if you can change yourself, maybe you can help your friends change yourself, maybe even your family too. So like, that's another thing that I try to preach in here all the time. It is all right.
Yeah.
To want to feel strong and look strong, and those things are important.
Yeah, when you're healthy and you're strong and your vitality is good, that overflows to your family, your work, your community, everything.
Everybody benefits.
So important. So yeah, I loved being here. This is so fun.
Yeah, we'll get another one on the schedule for sure.
Okay.
But let's go ahead and wrap that one up. We want to keep that inside of our 20-minute drive time status, but. That was Cindy Grow with My Venus Club. Do you have Instagrams too or any of that type of stuff?
Yes. My Venus Club Instagram, Facebook. I'm on Threads. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on YouTube. The Ageless Woman podcast too. Don't forget to check that out. I have an episode drop every Tuesday. Oh my goodness. I have the most amazing, noteworthy, she's a wonderful woman that I'm interviewing, and that will drop on the 9th. Her name is Stephanie Van Watson. So she has 19 patents. She's well authored, but she discovered one of the most essential fatty acids called pentadecanoic acid. And I can't wait to interview her. I'm so excited. But you guys want to watch that.
And the name of it what was it again?
Her name?
No.
Oh, the Ageless Woman podcast. Yes. So I just had a hormone podcast drop, and then her interview will drop on the 9th of June.
Cool.
All right. Thanks,
guys.
Ted.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Out.
That was so fun.
We did it. Off the cuff.
How
too.
was that?
That was really good. You guys did a good job.
I had fun.